head, don't need no pull. When you tune in to the Fish Report, hanging at the Fish Report, hanging at the Fish Report. You got Craig and TK and Head that tune in at the Fish Report.
Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio. It's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Welcome everyone to another Fish Report Live. I'm Craig Fissinger. That's Ken Francis. Back in the sound room are TK and Heavy D. You're going to be talking to them in just a little bit. And Ken, I'm fired up. It's high school basketball season. We've been talking girls basketball for the last couple weeks, and tonight it's the boys' turn, isn't it?
Really excited, Craig, to turn our attention to boys basketball. Last year it was a great year for a lot of local teams in the Shelby County League, also on the MAC Conference. So just a lot of talent, some very good basketball teams in this area, Craig, and we're really looking forward this season to covering these teams as well as getting a lot of sharing information with all of our viewers out there. Tonight we're going to start off with interview with Russia head coach Paul Bremigan of the Raiders, and we're really looking forward to talking to him as well as all of his seniors, Craig, that he has this year. He had a great year last year, has a lot of returning talent, Craig, so they should be one of the top teams in the area, Craig, as well as a phone interview, Craig, with St. Henry head basketball coach and Russia native Eric Rosenbeck.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to both those guys or hear that interview with Coach Bremigan and talk to Eric live. But before we get to all that, Ken, just like we do every week, we have a weekly trivia question. You asked me the question. I look to the Fish Report viewers for a little help. What do you got tonight?
Well, Craig, last year, the Russia Raider boys basketball team, like I said, they went on to a 22-win season. What all-time school record did the Russia boys basketball team break last year? All-time school record. Was it most consecutive wins, best defensive average, best offensive average, or highest free throw shooting percentage?
Very good question. I know it was a heck of a season last year, and I'm not sure what the answer to that is, so I'm going to ask the Fish Report viewers for a little bit of help. If you're watching us on the Fish Report live page, you can scroll down, answer the trivia question, and check the results. If you're watching us on NK Telco, Cable TV Channel 3, we will have those results for you at the end of the show. All right, Ken, let's get things started and talk some boys basketball. We're going to be focusing on the Shelby County Athletic League to start things out, and let's begin by recapping what happened last year.
Well, Craig, the season last year came down to the championship game on a Friday night between Russia and Houston. The two teams came into that game with 9-2 records, and the Raiders came out on top of that particular game, winning the Shelby County League crown last year with a 10-2 record, 22-5 overall. Houston was right behind them. Anna had a great year, and overall just a fantastic year, Craig, for the Shelby County League. You had 5 teams with 15 or more wins, which is just unheard of in high school basketball. So 5 teams out of the same league having that good of a season was phenomenal.
It sure was, and I know you like the Raiders, of course, and obviously I like the Raiders. I expect them to be as competitive as anyone this year. Very optimistic about their season. But other than the Raiders, who are a couple of top teams in the league that you think will compete this year?
Well, Craig, Anna made it to the district last year as well as Fort Loramie. I think both those teams are going to be really strong. Fort Loramie in particular, Craig, they bring back a nice senior class. Anna lost a lot from last year's senior class, Craig, but I've seen them play a couple times this summer. They got some kids that can really fill it up from the outside. So look for Fort Loramie and Anna, as well as, of course, Jackson Center. Coach Scott Elkert's got a great team over there again this year. He's got about everybody back from last year's team, and they'll play hard defense. Coach Elkert will have them ready for every game over there. So I look for Russia, Fort Loramie, Jackson Center, and Anna to be the best teams in the league.
Okay, well, that takes care of some of the teams that we expect to compete. Let's talk about a few individuals to look forward to, and I'm going to start things out with 3 seniors. I'm going to start out over there at Jackson Center with their senior Gavin Wildermuth. Ken, this is his 4th year of playing varsity. He averaged almost 13 points a game last year. I know Coach Elkert over there expects him to lead that team, but I think his best weapon may actually be his defense.
For sure. He's a lockdown defender, Craig. I've seen him play several times. I've seen him play since the 7th grade, and he's a phenomenal basketball player. Coach Elkert will run a lot of things around Gavin Wildermuth, and they'll be successful.
All right, well, the next player I want to mention is over there at Fort Laramie, a senior over there, Grant Overding. He's a 6'4" post player, Ken. Very tough. First-year coach Corey Britton's going to rely on Grant to do a lot. He also averaged about 13 points per game last year. Also very big on the boards over there for the Redskins. And the last guy I want to mention, you talked about Anna being good. One of the keys to their success is going to be Evan Romey, the senior over there. I know Coach Barhorse, Nathan Barhorse, expects a lot out of him and to maybe pick up that scoring that Carter Bensman did last year, who has since graduated. Very athletic and going to be a very nice player for the Rockets.
Well, Craig, I've got a few other kids to watch for this year. I'm going to start off with junior Drew Sosby from Jackson Center. Look for him to complement Gavin Wildermuth as well as Gavin's brother, Brady Wildermuth, very well in the offensive scheme of things for the Tigers. Drew could score last year. He filled it up on about 12 points per game. Look for him to have a successful season. Also look for Devin Braun of Fort Laramie, Craig. I've seen him play a few times over the summer. He's long, he's lanky, he's a great shooter from the outside. He can really fill it up. He can get up and down the floor, and he's got great leaping abilities. So look for Devin and Grant to be a good 1-2 punch for the Redskins. Also talk about sophomore Nathan Lessing from Fairlawn, Craig. He's a 6'1" sophomore. Last year he averaged about 15 points per game. He can really draw a lot of contact when he goes into the lane. So look for him to lead the Jets again in scoring this year.
All right, some nice players to look forward to watching this year. Obviously, we left out our Russia Raiders. They have a boatload of talent coming back, including 10 seniors and 3 of the best in the county in Nolan Francis, Gavin Hoying, and Jacob Plyman. We actually had a chance of stopping at the school earlier this week and talk to Coach Bremigan and all 10 of those seniors. And let's roll the video, guys. The Russia boys basketball team surprised a lot of folks in the 2013-2014 season. Coming off the previous year, in which they finished in last place in the Shelby County Athletic League, the Raiders stormed back to win the outright county title with a 10-2 record. Russia also made it all the way to the regional tournament with a large group of talented juniors. That was one of the big reasons for the Raiders' success. We asked Coach Bremigan about expectations this year and his returning players. Last year at this time, I don't know too many basketball fans that had high expectations for this team, yet you went on and had a great year. This year, it seems like the opposite is true. A lot of high expectations. How's this team handling those expectations heading into the first week of the season?
Well, I think we're handling it pretty good. We've got some things we're working on, and just like everybody else at this time of year, we're hoping we're getting better, and we hope that we can, continue our success from last year.
All right, you return a couple first-team all-county players in Nolan Francis and Gavin Hoying. Have you seen any improvement in those two guys from last year to this year?
I think we have. There's a lot of players that are around them that are helping making them better. Also, that are giving them the ball in spots where they can score, and that helps. The surrounding cast has had a lot to do with their success last year, and I think it's the same thing this year.
All right, and you return a very good postman in Jacob Plyman. How's he looked in the preseason?
I think he's coming in. He's in better shape than he was last year, and I think that's a plus. And I think that he's going to be a real nice compliment to Gavin in the post, and like they were last year. And it's just he's a very, very smart kid that picks up things really well, and it's something you can't coach.
All right, Coach, last year in the regional tournament against Marion Local, afterward you talked about their size and your team's inability to knock down shots. How do you get better at that this year?
Well, that game was kind of tough. We were within 2 with like 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then we lost Gavin to a thigh bruise. And after that, with his size, that hurt us, and we didn't shoot the ball real well. But even with us not shooting the ball real well there, that hurt us. And with him being out, we ended up getting beat by 20. But we didn't make some shots inside, whether it was their size or not. Probably had something to do with it. But hopefully we'll get another chance to get that far again.
All right, Coach, and last question. You open the season this Friday hosting Bradford, and then on Saturday night you host St. Henry. Do you anticipate any different style of play between those two teams?
This time of the year, we don't know a whole lot about Bradford. They've got a new coach. The St. Henry is probably same style I've seen from Coach Rosenbeck in the last 2 or 3 years, or how many years he's been there. So I don't anticipate many changes from him, and he probably didn't anticipate many from us. So that one will probably we're a little bit more familiar with than Friday night. Friday night is we're just going to go in Friday night with doing things that we do well, and we want to really work on those things. And I think that early in the season, that's what you do a lot of times, whether you know the team really well or not, because you don't have a whole lot of scouting information on them.
All right, thanks, Coach.
We also talked to the 10 Russia seniors about some serious basketball questions.
Gavin, give me the top 3 games you're looking forward to this season.
Definitely all the county games. Lormie's a big one. I think St. Henry's another big one, which is this coming weekend, Saturday. And that's going to be a big one because they got us last year, but we fought hard. And then probably the Versailles game.
Top 3 games you're looking forward to this season, Jordan?
Flying the Hoop, Versailles, and Marion Local.
Fort Laramie, Anna, and hopefully we can beat Marion Local this year.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Flying to the Hoop tournament against Tri-Village. As usual, Fort Laramie's always a good game, and then I'd like to get a good rematch against Marion Local.
All right, Nolan, top 3 games you're looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward to Flying to the Hoop, Jackson Center, and Fort Laramie.
All right, I'm going to give you a situation here. Tie game, clock's winding down, you got the ball. What shot do you dream about as a buzzer beater?
Oh, just dunking the heck out of it.
End of the game, clock's winding down, you got the ball. What shot do you dream about making as a buzzer beater?
And one and hit the free throw for the win.
Step back 3-pointer.
What buzzer beater do you dream about?
Full court shot.
What shot you dreaming about?
Probably a nice layup with a little bit of glass on the other end of the hand. It's pretty nice.
Clock's winding down, you got a buzzer beater. What do you dream about?
One-handed full quarter.
I prefer the simple old bunny shot.
End of the game, clock's winding down. They give you the ball. What shot you dreaming about to beat the buzzer?
Nothing better than a half quarter.
All right, Ken, a lot of fun talking to those boys. They're something else. Looking forward to a big season from them, though. I know you've been to a few scrimmages and watched them play, all their scrimmages, as a matter of fact. How are they looking?
Well, Craig, they've been looking real strong. They've had some tough scrimmages. They opened up with LCC and Lima Perry. You know, LCC defending Division III state champs, Craig. So they were a very good competition. Then we went up to St. Mary's and scrimmage St. Mary's and Lexington. Lexington had great size, Craig, and that was a really good scrimmage for us. And then they went up against Bell Fountain as well as New Knoxville and Arcanum. So all real good scrimmages. Things to work on, like Coach Bremigan said, but everybody this time of year has a lot of things to work on, and they're definitely getting better.
Yeah, nothing wrong with playing some tough competition to start the season out.
That's for sure, and I had to laugh at the interviews there, Craig. I've been watching these kids play since they were in second grade, going to YMCA ball with them and following them all the way through their high school, and now they're seniors, and it's bittersweet to watch these boys all on it, still playing basketball, and good luck to all of them this season.
Yeah, one good season left, we hope. All right, well, that's going to do it for our first half of the show. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk some St. Henry basketball, including that big interview with Coach Rosenbeck over there. Stay there. We'll be right back.
Well, I'm digging on you. I'm digging on you. What's poor boy to do? You got me acting a fool. I'm digging on you. I'm digging on you. I'm digging on you. What's poor boy to do? You got me black and blue. I'm digging on you. I've been watching from my window, and I just can't get my eyes off of you, girl. You don't know me, you don't know I'm looking. Oh, how I wish to be part of your world. Well, I'm digging on you. I'm digging on you. What's poor boy to? You got me acting a fool. I'm digging on
All right, welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live. And Ken, before the break, we were talking some Shelby County Athletic League basketball. And like we said, the Raiders opened the season on Friday night hosting Bradford. But after that game's over, all the focus turns to another tough team coming to town, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, Craig. Looking forward to having the St. Henry Redskins that come into town. Craig, last year they beat Raiders by 2 points. This year, it's just going to be another great contest. They're led by Russia alumni Eric Rosenbeck. He's done a great job over there at St. Henry, and really looking forward to having the Redskins come to Russia this year.
Yeah, he's actually in his sixth season over there. Ken has an overall record of 82-35. They finished third in that always tough MAC last year. Made it down to the district tournament before getting beat by Liberty Benton. We're happy to have him live on the phone right now. Coach Rosenbeck, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us.
Hi, guys. How we doing?
Good. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
Well, welcome back to the show. We actually, for the viewers out there that don't know, we interviewed you 2 years ago on our 50th anniversary, our 50th episode show, special show there. You're still coaching over there at St. Henry. You're still the principal over there at the high school. I assume life's going pretty good for you.
Yeah, it's going excellent. If I can just get the 3 boys under control, then I think it'd be really, really good. But I think we're getting that under control, and school's been great. The town of St. Henry's been great, and life's good right now.
All right. Well, Ken and I haven't previewed the MAC yet on this show, so we were hoping you could give us a little bit of insight over there. Who are some of the teams that you expect to compete in your conference this year?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm a Russia alum, so obviously I know about the Russia Versailles rivalry, and if Kyle Arns is healthy and he gets over these stress fractures, then they're going to be a load because they have some very athletic kids with him. And then Marion Local as well is going to be, which knocked Russia out last year in the regionals, and won the league, and the MAC has a lot of guys returning. But Luke Kanapski fell and broke his wrist, so he's going to be out for about 12 weeks. So I would say those 2 teams as well as ourselves are kind of hoping. And then obviously there's people that are always there, like Delta St. John's. The Bremen has Monger back. So it should be a very interesting league race, and we're just going to try our best to improve every day and go from there.
Hi, Coach. This is Ken. Last year we had one of your stars, Ryan Mikesell, on our show. And this year, he's signed, he's committed to play for the University of Dayton Flyers. In your opinion, what talents does he bring to the floor that yourself as well as Coach Archie Miller sees that really likes Ryan?
Skill. He was a point guard his whole life, and then he went from 6'1" to 6'3" his freshman year, and then from 6'3" to 6'5", and now he's a legit 6'7", measuring myself and everything. That way we're not lying in the program. And he's just so skilled with the basketball. And then when you add his length on top of that skill, it makes him a really, really lethal player. And the other thing is his work ethic, because he really, really worked on his jump shot, and I would consider him a very good jump shooter now, as well as his athleticism. So in practice, it's a pretty continual event where he gets to the lane and throws it down pretty good. And these are things he didn't have 2-3 years ago, but he just kept working on it, developing it, and I think that's why he got the offer, and it's much deserved.
Let's also talk about some of the other talented kids on your team. We've had Mitchell Stahman, the flashy guard, the great quarterback, great athlete, good baseball player as well. We've had him on our show before. Talk a little bit about Mitchell as well as some of the other kids that you are expecting some support from this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mitchell is a 3-sport guy, and so he gets pulled and tugged every single possible way as a quarterback, the starting 2-guard, and a baseball pitcher and shortstop. But he's just unbelievably athletic, and as he gets his shot down, he can really, really be a force on the offensive end. Evan Prenger and Caleb Bender are 2 other guys that were in the regular rotation and started last year, and those guys can flat out shoot, especially Prenger on the outside. He had a really good summer, as well as did Bender. And I guess our big concern and the thing that we're working on right now is the next 3, 4, 5 guys, because we know, especially how the refs have been calling it this preseason, as tight as they have, that we're going to need more than 5 or 6 guys. So we got guys like Jesse Niekamp, Evan Layfeld, Paul Stahman, Mitch Sweeterman that are working and fighting to try to get some playing time. And when they're out there, they have to make sure they know what they're doing and execute our offense as well as our defensive plays.
Coach, before you come to Russia Saturday night, you've got a tough game Friday night against the Bearcats of Spencerville. Let's talk a little bit about Spencerville. Last year they had a great year. They went 16-6 overall. They play in the conference that produced state champion Convoy Crestview. A couple questions for you. Number one, I see in today's JJ Huddle, Division 4, they are ranked 4th preseason. Number one, clarify for me, are they Division 3 or Division 4? And also, what do you expect from them Friday night?
They're D4. They flipped with us. We were D4, and then we got moved down to D3, and I think they replaced our spot because now they're D4. So they are, and they're very good. I think for Division 4, I think Marion's obviously very good, but I know Rushie's really good. They got all 5 guys back. Spencerville's got 5 out of their top 6 back. As you said, they won 16 games. I mean, they can just shoot the absolute heck out of the basketball. They got a Pritchard kid. They got a Goki kid. A Norse kid, a Meyer kid. These guys are all not good shooters, great shooters, so we're going to have to get out on them and make sure that we can test shots. But the thing is they're very skilled. You can tell that they work at the game in the off season because they'll go around you on a bad closeout and get to the rim and either finish or draw the foul. So we'll have our hands full with them. But, yeah, they are D4. They're really good. We scrimmaged with Tri-Village. They're D4. They're an absolute load as well. So I think D4 is pretty stacked this year, and whoever wins it this year is going to earn it. That's for sure.
A lot of those kids you just mentioned from Spencerville, Coach, aren't a lot of those kids just sophomores? Because if I remember right, they played a lot of freshmen last year.
Yeah, they have Norse is a junior and Goki's a junior, and then the other 4, there's Croft twins, a Pritchard kid, and a Meyer kid are sophomores. So their top 6 will be back again next year.
Wow.
And so
we need to get them back up. We need to get them back up in Division 3, I think, somehow.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea for you guys because I'm telling you, we lost them last year at the Horn. It was a really, really contested game. We came back and got Rushi by 2 the very next night, which is a really contested game. So, if anything, our opening double weekend has shown us where we stand and how much more we got to improve, or if we're running there with the big boys, because I think Rushi and Spencerville both have really, really good programs right now. They have a lot of good young players that are challenging us to make sure we know where we stand and how much more we have to improve.
All right, Coach, listen, hey, one more question and we'll let you go. But earlier in the show, we were showing an interview we had with Coach Bremigan earlier this week, and we asked him about the St. Henry game. He said that we asked him what to expect from you guys, and he said you know each other pretty well, and he's going to expect a lot of the same stuff he's seen from you in the past, and you're probably going to expect a lot of the same stuff you've seen from him in the past. Now, like you said, you played for Coach Bremigan back in the day. I don't know if I necessarily believe him. Is he going to be running all the same plays as when you were there?
Well, if he yells out green, then I'm going to expect a back door because that's all. We ran that versus Versailles and a Bargy, I forget his first name, maybe Adam or something like that. And we ran that play about 6 different times, and we just run green and drive to the left elbow, clear out the right side, clap your hands, let him jump at it because he wants to steal it and go the other way, and then go shoot a layup. So if he yells out green, I'm expecting a back door. Now, he could sabotage me by calling green and run some other set, but that's what we'll get ready for. So we'll see. But the thing that I love about Coach, and I love watching about the Rushi teams, even as a player there, was it's just how hard they play. And last year they just decimated us on the boards. I think they had like some ridiculous amount, like 20 offensive rebounds, and it was just effort and attitude. So we're really, really looking forward to that, to see if our effort and attitude is where it is. And if it's not, then we're going to have to make sure we tone it up. Otherwise, we're going to get our butts kicked. So it should be a great double weekend for us.
All right, Coach. Well, that's great stuff. Hey, listen, we're going to let you go, but thanks for joining us on the show tonight, and then we look forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
All right, fellas. Have a good night.
Thanks a bunch, Coach. Good luck.
Yep. See you, Kenny. Bye.
Yep. All right, that was the head coach of the St. Henry Redskins, Eric Rosenbeck. And, Ken, that's going to be a battle on Saturday night.
Yes, it will, Craig. Always an entertaining game between Rushi and St. Henry. It's always nice seeing their coach, Coach Rosenbeck, and a Rushi alumni, like we said. And it just makes for a fun evening of basketball. All
right, well, let's go back to the sound room real quick, check in with the guys back there. And, guys, any news notes in the wide world of sports?
Yeah, I'm going to be a broken record and say there's 3 MAC football teams playing football, just like we talked about last week. Those 3 teams went on to win, so they're playing in the state championships this weekend, starting out on Friday at 3 o'clock. Minster goes for their 2nd championship, their first one back in '89, so it's been a while for the Wildcats, and they're going up against the defending state champion Kirtland Hornets. Again, defending champs and 3rd trip to the finals for Kirtland. So then Saturday, we kick things off early in the morning with Marion, a name everybody knows up there because this is their 8th attempt at getting a state. Well, this will be their 8th attempt at getting the championship, and 4th in a row if they win on Saturday. So obviously quite a dynasty there in Marion. Then wrapping things up Saturday night, Coldwater making their 5th try for a championship. So they win, they'll be their 5th one and 3rd straight for Coldwater. They're going up against Canton Central Catholic. They were last there in 2011, so should be a couple of really good games. And if you like high school football, we got 2 more days the end of this week to go see some football.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. One note on that Minster game, I saw where a lot of the experts are picking Kirkland to win that. I guess they're awfully strong, but I wouldn't bet against the Minster Wildcats. They've showed some strength throughout the tournament, and I wouldn't bet against them.
Absolutely, considering the strength of schedule that they've played over there, Craig. And Marion Local, of course, like you said, going for their 3rd or 4th consecutive state championship, and an unbelievable statistic. Guys, Coldwater is in their 8th consecutive state championship football game. That's just unheard of.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, I'm looking for state championships number 108, 109, and 110 if they can pick up 3 of them. So, Heavy D, how about you? Anything from you?
Little update on girls basketball. Russia Raiders kicked off the season this past weekend at Russia. Took on the Sydney Yellow Jackets, and the last couple of years, 2 years ago it went into overtime. Last year it was 1 or 2 points. And I've been looking forward to that game for a while. And needless to say, they didn't let us down. At the end of regulation, sophomore Maria Heron came up clutch for the Raiders, down by 3 with 12 seconds to go. They ran a triple screen for her coming through the foul lane, top of the key. She let it fly from about 21 feet out. And I actually have a video here I want to share with the group. So let's take a look at that. So again, Raiders down by 3, 12 seconds on the clock. Maria coming from the right wing, up through the lane, ball in hand, lets her fly. Hits it to tie it up to send it into regulation. And from there, the Raiders started off slow in the first overtime, and Kylie Wilson hit a 17-footer with about 2 seconds left at the end of the first overtime to tie it. Sent it into double overtime. And Sydney had the better hand in second overtime and ended up winning. But a good start for the Raiders, a good, tough game against a strong young Sydney Yellow Jackets team. Went on to play Bradford away and took care of the Railroaders away. But look forward to the upcoming season or the upcoming weekend for the Raiders. They have Newton at home tomorrow, and don't take Newton lightly. They've started off a good season there, and then it gets into Shelby County League play going forward. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I see Newton had a big win over Houston, I believe, didn't they?
Yep.
The opening weekend of the year. So,
Yep.
And then Houston turned the table and beat Jackson Center last night. So Newton must be for real too.
All right, guys, good stuff there. One more thing to get to, and that is that trivia question. Ken, why don't you give me the question again, and we'll check the Fish Report telemetrics out.
Well, Craig, what all-time school record did the Russia boys basketball team break last season? Was it consecutive wins, best defensive average, best offensive average, or highest free throw shooting percentage?
I noticed you didn't have an all of the above answer.
No, I did not.
I probably would have went with that. Guys, I'm going to have to go to the telemetrics. What are the viewers out there saying?
Right now we're looking at considerable margin for most consecutive wins.
Most consecutive wins. Well, that would be the biggie there. So, Ken, I'll go with the viewers. Most consecutive wins.
Well, Craig, that's a great guess. Last year, the Raiders won 16 consecutive games. Unfortunately, the school record was 18, so they did not quite break that school record last year. But they did win, like I said, 16 consecutive. The record they broke was best defensive average for a season. They allowed only 46.5 points per game last season.
Well, that's as good a record. That's a great record, too, I guess.
Absolutely.
Definitely. All right, that's good stuff, guys, and that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. I do want to say special thanks to Coach Bremigan and his seniors for joining us on the show, as well as St. Henry coach Eric Rosenbeck. Ken and I and the crew, we're all going to be back again next week talking some more sports. Until then, have a great rest of the week, and good night, everyone.
Hanging at the Fish Report. 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 For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the Fish Report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull when you tune in to the Fish Report. Hanging at the Fish